Hey, how are you all? Woo. Sup, everybody? You all been doing okay today? How are you, Luca, Marinov, Nalek, Squirtle, Mobzahilza? Cannot say people's names, I tell ya. Y'all doing okay today? Sure hope so. Okay, so let's just get on into it. Where was I last? Stream's about to start, yep. It's more than about to start. Hey, Daily Dose. Hey, Roses. Doing nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, I've spent a good week on this building. And I don't mind telling you. Ordinarily, I get bored with doing the same building for like any length of time in a row. I usually want to do a building and have it done in 2 episodes or less. Usually. But that said, I'm actually really enjoying how this place is turning out. There's just something about this building, it just speaks to me. I don't know. I really, really want to take my time on this one. Mobzahilza. Okay. Thank you so much for the pronunciation help. I can never tell when someone's got a strangely spelled name, and by strange I mean for like English standards. Yes, there is, even as strange as English itself is, there is a strange for English even. So like, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I just try to adapt as best I can. Not always very good at it, but you know. Otherwise, yeah, you know, Mobzilla is a cool name. That's true, it is. Wait. It's actually Mobzillas. Okay, Mobzillas. I'll just call you Mobzilla, just because that's easier. But anyway, so yeah, I've been doing great. I've not yet really gotten the heating issue taken care of, but I have picked out a cooling unit. And so I don't know if anybody has any sort of like expertise in the field of cooling units for like CPU cooling, liquid cooling and stuff. If anyone has any advice or any you know, valid understanding of how these things work, I'm all ears. Cause I don't mind telling you, this stuff is very, very complicated. I've gotten a model picked out, and I'm thinking it's the right one, but I don't know. So does anybody here know of anything about cooling units or anything of that nature? Liquid cooling systems? Literally using your name since 2014. Okay. You don't mind being called Mob. Okay. Sure. Also, I think I screwed something up when I copied. Well, or did I? Undo. Yeah, I knew I screwed something up. Shite. This is the perfect diagonal, if I'm not mistaken. The Mobzilla, the ultimate mob in Minecraft, I guess. Can imagine some guy in his Elytra seeing all of this. Oh, I know. Imagine if I'd actually built this by hand or something. Let's turn all of this into just regular old obsidian. But anyway, yeah, the cooling system. Oh wait. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. You mean a little bit, not enough, like share your opinion? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me find it real fast. It is Okay, so I got it. Okay, so it's in. Yeah, I'll just link it. Hopefully the stream will let me. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can click that. Okay, cool. So that's the cooling system I'm thinking of getting. I'm just gonna go ahead and pin that so that anyone wants to, you know. I'd be in the emergency room if I did by hand. Oh, I know, right? It's certainly a very time-intense thing to try and do. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna try to look into getting that, and then it says that installation is easy. Obviously, I would have to install it myself. I don't think I could get it. Like, I'd have to ship it off to the place that I got my computer from, and I don't know that they would be too happy with that. So, we'll see. But yeah, that's the thing that I'm considering getting. You can see my taskbar, really. Oh, it must be, yeah, display capture. Okay, whoops. Display capture was on from the other day. My bad. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for pointing that out, Tass. I did not realize. Or no, I have that on 3. There we go. So yeah, the cooling system, I don't want to have to like replace a big part like that, but like if it's a necessary evil, then it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do, you know? Because like a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, I'm not having any problems with mine. And to be fair, I'm sure I didn't have problems for a while either, but I guess that's just kind of how it is, you know, parts wear out and get worse over time. You can't really help that. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet and buy it, I think. A bit expensive, but whatever. It saves a life, or in this case, the PC. Yeah, I know. If air doesn't cut it, water is the only way to go, regardless of its issues. Yeah, this is a liquid cooling system, the one that I linked. I know someone who used vodka liquid coolers, a user theme PC, because they were a high school freshman and is their only kind of... Oh, okay. Vodka. Well, I guess. Since you can keep ethanol at a cooler temperature, I mean, maybe. But I don't know. That sounds really, really scary. Because, like, CPUs get hot. You know, they are not to be taken lightly. They can get very, very hot. So that's what, 5 that way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. Okay. And so yeah, I'd be worried about it. Water's the best because water is such an energy suck, or an energy sponge. I mean, an energy sink. That was what I was thinking of. Yeah, water is such an energy sink. Like, it's not even funny. The amount of energy it takes to raise water by 1 degree, it gets absurd. That's generally why you see water being used for cooling systems. It's an energy sponge. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, the hydrogen bond is probably the most like reliable thing about water. It's the most useful aspect of water is how it hydrogen bonds to itself. 2, 3, okay. So yeah, it's something. Oh wait, that's too many. There we go. Hey Osmobite, thank you for the donation. Where you been, man? Thermal paste liquid cooling if you want a PC to cost a few thousand. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I can do that, but yeah. Would I build on Bedrock Edition? Just think it's no, because you don't have World Edit with Bedrock. I need World Edit to make this place even remotely viable. It would not be possible to build this thing without world edit the first time around. At least I don't think. I'm more of a... I want to just be able to experiment and just, like, do stuff, you know? And in survival, that's really hard to do. I was so used to it for so many years because I'd always played only 2B2T. And I didn't think anything of, you know, designing in creative mode. I always preferred designing on the fly. And I can still design on the fly in creative mode, but with world edit and creative mode, I can design on the fly and do so much more in just one sitting than what I could ever have done in survival. And so yeah, it's a big help. Why would Bedrock be any easier? It's full of bugs, no world edit. Oh, I know, right? You read my mind, Roses. I'm happy that there are people who understand that Bedrock is the inferior version. And it really truly is. Bedrock is currently the worst version of Minecraft. Because it does not have modding support. And no, the marketplace thing does not count. That is Mojang Microsuck approved mods, not actual heart and soul, you know, I thought this would be cool, so I made it a thing in Minecraft. Like, no, you can't do that with Bedrock. Not without Daddy Mojang stepping in and going, hey now, you gotta make that kitty friendly. And where's the fun in that, you know? So yeah, no, it just... Bedrock cannot compete with Java. Until they terminate Java. Now, whether or not they ever will, I don't know. I hope they never do. That would be so foolish. Terminating Java Minecraft would be killing the golden goose. And I have a feeling Microsoft is stupid enough to force that. But then, if that did happen, it would be Java would be entirely turned over to the modding scene. Like, there would just be the modding scene and nowhere else. So who knows? That would be such a debacle. Oh my god, I hope they never do that. That would be so retarded. But as I said, Big Daddy Microsoft is just money hungry enough to not think about it. Kill the golden goose that lays the golden eggs. 3, 4, 5. Here we go. So yeah, crazy stuff. Let's hope and pray that never happens. Oh shit. Now then, there was a question up here I saw. What's my favorite moment or build on 2B2T or in Minecraft? Just know, you only know me from 2B2T, so that's why you asked. Well, Legendary, my favorite build, would that be, I guess that would be of all time, right? Ooh, well, I guess I could go show it off. I don't know. I might show it off later on at the end of the stream. I really love how the Sky Temple of Autism turned out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. The old Sky Temple of Autism, which was the precursor to Space Valk 1. I was like in love with the idea and the concept. I never really I don't feel like I expanded on it as best I could have. And by that I mean the Sky Temple of Autism has so much potential that I just never quite made the Sky Temple of Autism the way that I wanted to make it. And I guess I'll do a comparison at the end of the stream. So somebody remind me when I go to end. Don't let me forget, because it's important. It tells a lot about how and why I developed Space Falcon 1 the way I did. Because, like, a lot of what I was doing in the Sky Temple of Autism, I just never quite hit upon it the way that I wanted to. And so it kind of just never became what I was going to make it. And then several years later, I make Space Falcon 1, and it's basically the exact same concept, but in the end instead of the overworld. And that's pretty well it. So if you're ever wondering what the Sky Temple of Autism is, because a lot of people haven't really seen it up close. It was at the lands, but a lot of people have only seen the destroyed version of the lands, so you may not have gotten to see the Sky Temple of Autism at its finest. Because it was pretty dope in and of itself. Sky Temple of Autism is where I really started to get into my own. That's where I really started to, like, find my groove in Minecraft. Sky temples and bases were always, like, something I was partial to. But the idea of making a good one eluded me for a very long time until... You'll see. So yeah, it started a trend of me doing things like that. What is the Sky Temple of Autism? Like I said, hang around to the end. Nalak, I will show you. You will see everything. There we go. The only annoyance is there's an intermediate step between the Sky Temple of Autism and Space Valk. There's an intermediate step that I've really never talked about and never really, like, got any press, and I only ever saved like a handful of screenshots of the place. So I don't have that many screenshots of it to begin with. But, like, it was pretty cool. There was a temp map in March of 2014. And on that temp map, all I did was build basically a giant platform about 1 kilometer out in the end. And I moved villagers, cows, sheep, pigs, you know, all the goodies. I moved them out there and started planning a base. But then we were like, well, this is just a temp map. What's the point in actually making a base? Because everything is just going to get erased in however many months it would take for Housemaster to revert us back to the original map. And I was like, you know, there's some truth to that. I can't really deny. Because, like, some people were like, well, we want to live on the temp map from now on. We want this to just be the main 2B2T map. But then that really wasn't doable. There was always going to be, you know, 2B2T was always considered to be the map itself and not so much the people playing, not so much, you know, the time and place, even though, in my opinion, the people playing and the time and place were indispensable. You can't really, like, you can't have one without the other, you know? Oh well. But anyway, yeah, so there's an intermediate step between Space Valk 1's creation and the Sky Temple of Autism. And that really, like, made me want to make an end base. But everybody else was like, no, I want to make an end base. And I was like, yikes, I can't afford to. Because everybody and their brother will show up and just, that'll be the end of the place. And yeah, I was completely right. Everybody and their brother would show up, because they did. And unfortunately, that was indeed the end of the place. And I mean Space Valk 1. Very sad, but oh well. So yeah, there's a subtlety to it. But anyway, can I give the whole thing a tour? Yeah, I will. Sky Temple of Autism at the Lands. Yeah, it was. That's 6, 7. Cool. Pretty sure you have to get better at planning. Yeah, planning skills are not... That's not easy to master. I'll admit, even I'm terrible at planning. I think that my stick-to-itiveness is really why, despite not planning properly in Minecraft, I still end up succeeding with something cool. Because, like, if it's off, I'll fuck around with it till I can make it not off or not messed up. You know? And in practicing, in messing with things despite... Because, like, when I was making this curve right here, great example. Like, I was having to constantly mess and refine this until I was happy with it. And, like, sticking with it, despite it being a pain in the ass, despite it not really looking exactly like I want it, sticking with it will help. Like, that's an invaluable skill. You have to hone that skill. You have to want that skill. Because if not, you're going to be flailing around. See now, 3 on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay. Now I wanted to make one, yeah, right here on this corner. Where do I get the name Space Valkyria? Okay, so Space Valkyria's name. The name originated from the original Valkyria, which was just a base on 2B2T. The original Valkyria was not named by me. It was named by Sato86. Sato86 was a huge Lord of the Rings Norse mythology fan. And so he named a lot of things after, you know, Norse mythology and things of that nature. So he got the name Valkyria, I want to say, from Valkyries. But, like, there was also a game, Valkyria Chronicles, going around at the time. Or, well, actually a little before that. So, like, he probably got the name from Valkyria Chronicles, but, like, I don't really know. He never mentioned where he got the name Valkyria from, specifically. But I do recognize it from a bunch of stuff. So I'm assuming it's related to that. But regardless, the idea was Valkyria was one of the first truly big, completely organic bases that emerged from the chaos on 2B2T all by itself. None of the players who played at Valkyria were friends outside the game. The interesting thing about Valkyria is that you have a time period where people are basing with each other, but only if they already know each other. And that's pretty well most of early 2B2T. Most of 2011, most of 2012. You would have some rare exceptions of people who would meet in-game and just stick around. But for the most part, your average player was only ever basing with people they knew back then. The concept of basing with some random-ass person you met on 2B2T was foreign as hell. It did not happen because it was a liability. Everybody was hyper-paranoid in those days of, basically, of losing everything. And to be fair, the game was a lot harder back in those days, so losing everything actually meant something. A lot of people would get griefed and rage quit, and they'd just never come back. So one of the ways you'd protect yourself, if you were not explicitly playing from a face punch group or something like that. But see, even the face punchers, like, they didn't really count because all the face punchers had Face Punch, the website and forums. They had that as a commonality. And so to a very minor degree, they felt like they could trust each other. And they were all very quickly proven wrong that they could not all suddenly just trust each other simply because they were from the same website. And so even that was a bit dubious. Just random people from 2B2T deciding one day, hey, let's make a base together. That never happened. Or at least almost never happened. And then Valkyria. There was Hitlerwood, which was a group controlled by some old former face punchers. They were like remnants of Face Punch. They called themselves the Black Flag Republic or something like that, and they had a base named Hitlerwood. And then Pyrobyte, Sato, and Kinorana, along with Drew Bookman. They all had a sort of alliance, if you will. And there was a temp map in early 2013 that just came out of nowhere. And it only existed for like a day or two. This is a very, very, very brief temp map in early 2013. I want to say it was maybe around this time, probably a little bit earlier in 2013. Sato said that it was exclusively for testing plugins. Knowing Housemaster, that it could have been for anything. I do know that this is around the time the Nether Roof was first disabled. So it could have been related to that. But the beauty of this temp map is that it let the Hitlerwood Black Flag Republic group meet Pyrobyte's group. And they all got together and were like, hey, we're all cool with each other. Let's just make a base. And so they did. And that base became Valkyria. And Valkyria was extremely prolific because they were not only like, they had a mix of new players, new for the time, and they had a mix of very experienced players who were all Face Punch remnants. And they had a very, very powerful dupe in their back pocket, discovered by Kinorana, and proliferated by Pyrobyte, Sato, and later on Drew Bookman and a few others. This is the Minecart 1.5 Minecart dupe that ran until July 2013, so almost 10 years ago. And this is the dupe that turned the server economy on its ear. And that was all Valkyria's doing. And that propelled Valkyria into the spotlight like you wouldn't believe. And even after there was a bit of internal drama, and seemingly Valkyria itself was griefed, the guy who griefed it was High. And he did it out of baby rage and jealousy. And he was mad that he was being kind of like not paid attention to. When I say he was baby raging, I literally mean it. Like, Drew Bookman was an absolute pathetic child. A petulant child at that. And yeah, he was baby raging because he felt he was not being, I don't know, given enough deference, I guess? It's really hard to know what was going through Drew Bookman's head at that time. But he griefs Valkyria, and they all immediately turn on him because up till that point, everybody was okay with Drew until Drew was suddenly not okay with anyone. It was a giant shitstorm is what it was. And so they abandoned Valkyria for a few months, let the heat die down. Drew was high when he griefed Valkyria and completely forgot the coordinates. And as a result, Valkyria was suddenly safe again. because Drew had fucked off. He didn't play for months and months and months. And so people were like, hey, we can go back to Valkyria. And that's when I met Sato86. And Sato was like, hey, you know, you're a cool guy, Jack. You know, let's go build Valkyria again. And then he told me about what all had happened at Valkyria. And I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. Because, like, even I recognized just how different Valkyria was to all the rest of the bases, because all the rest of the bases in history up to that point were flash in the pans. They didn't mean anything. And a lot of the players involved kind of knew that. But Valkyria had this camaraderie to it. Like, even if Valkyria went up in smoke, the spirit of it would still exist. Oh. Oh, Abdi Ali, thank you for subscribing, man. I almost missed your name. But yeah, Valkyria had this air to it. I don't know how to put it. Like, it was its own unique experience. You just had to be there, basically. And so Valkyria basically just kind of lived on in our hearts, and we all really enjoyed the experience of screwing around at Valkyria. We had the spawn teleport exploit, so we could teleport from Valkyria. Yes, we could legitimately teleport in survival mode. We could teleport back to spawn from anywhere. And the utility of being able to just teleport to spawn from anywhere was so amazing. And it allowed Valkyria, because we were the single most organized group at that time, it allowed Valkyria to literally control spawn. Like, we had a chokehold on spawn. And it's entirely because we had spawn teleport that we could do that. And we also all had duped items from the minecart dupe. And we just wanted to, we backed each other up, you know? We could go anywhere, do anything, basically. We were almost not quite invincible, but like, it was a golden age, you know? And sadly, like everything, it was, you know, it was doomed to live out its time and end, as with everything. But that it was a really cool time in my life on 2B2T. And so 2.5 years later, in 2015, after the downfall of Asgard 2, so first of all, Asgard 2. So after Valkyria, they made a base called Asgard, and Asgard fell apart. It was worthless. Asgard was not a memorable base. And this kind of started a trend of Valkyria clones. And eventually, after Asgard, there was Fenrir. Then after Fenrir, there was... God, what was after Fenrir? It was like... not Glaurung. It was something like that. It was not terribly, like, amazing. It was just, you know, another attempt at recapturing the past, basically. And then we did Asgard 2, and Asgard 2 inadvertently got leaked, and a bunch of people were like, okay, this is a mess, like, we're never doing this again. And then Sato threw together the third incursion, and that kind of kept the cohesion going. And so I was like, okay, well, now I want my shot at attempting to make a Valkyria clone. And so I was like, okay, we'll do Valkyria, but this time we'll do it in space. And so that's where the name Space Valkyria came from. And I tried to invite all the cool people from the original Valkyria that I could get. And most of them tried to make a showing. but a lot of them were either too busy with the third incursion, or they were tired of this, basically. And they wanted nothing to do with it. Though a bunch of my friends from the lands were all like, hell yeah, Jack's making a base, let's go. And yeah, that's Space Valkyria, basically. I gotta restructure this. One, two, three, four, right there. Oh wait, and then I think it's, no, that's gonna go to there. I think it's here. Oh, damn it. Undo. Had it right the first time, as usual. Phew. Ah, shit. So yeah, great question. That's Valkyria, basically. Now then, oh hey Joey, you just missed me, or maybe you didn't, I don't know. You just missed me recounting Valkyria. And what all was going on with the original Valkyria and then Space Valkyria and how that all tied together. Maybe you didn't miss it, I don't know. I don't know how long you've been here. Hey Thori, how are you? Sorry if I'm not always, like, reading the chat, like I'm busy storytelling, and then I'm also concentrating on this. Okay, here's a question. A guy just casually flies around, finds you're working on Space Valk or whatever, and you're building it in his zone, and he encounters you, and then you base, and then you encounter him. So in other words, I run into a dude, and what? Like, do I leave him alone? Well, the last time that happened to me, we tried to get... This was when the Turks found the original site of Space Valk 3. The first thing that they did was they threatened to sell the coordinates on the Reddit. And then when they figured out that it was legitimately my base, they attempted to apologize, only to then basically live stream at the base and do stuff that we explicitly asked them not to do. And did so for clout. And then 6 months later, after we asked them to shut the fuck up, don't make a video, don't draw attention to this, don't do or say anything, they did anyway. They made 2 or 3 videos about my Space Valk copies and stuff of that nature. Shit that was meant to be confidential and, you know, used on the off chance that I get to make Space Valk 3, finish it on 2B2T. And, yeah, they just kind of didn't respect my wishes in the slightest. So, you know, honestly, if someone finds your base and they don't immediately say, hey, oh, don't worry, I won't say anything, like, I love this, that, you know, because there have been cases of person A finding person B and being cool and not doing anything nefarious to the base. There are plenty of instances I can remember of people having that happen to them. That's nothing out of the ordinary. But generally, if that happens, I immediately tell the person or people involved, look, you either shut your fucking mouth or I'm blowing this place sky high and you get nothing. So, like, where do you stand? What are you going to do? Oh, fuck. And basically, I just put the ball in their court. If they're going to be cool, let them be cool. And if they're not, fuck it. You're talking to someone who built Space Valk 3 2 times by hand. If I have to, I'll do it again. Well, maybe not Space Valk 3 anymore. It's already gotten to the point where I can't build this thing by hand. Not without a schematic, an ass ton of items, and a few thousand years. But my point is, you know, if you get found out, there's nothing you can really do. Realistically, there's just really nothing you can do. You are at their mercy. Oh, Poncho Hamster, thank you for the donation, man. Hey, y'all are just like crazy. I don't know. Were they actually Turks? Yes, they were from Turkey. There was a very famous Turkish streamer, Dogu Kanadal, or whatever the fuck his name was. And he was the guy who basically tried to sell me out. Whoops. He was doing it for clout. He was on 2B2T because he was clout chasing fit. And he was all like, oh my god, Space Valkyria, ooh. And he went, or he tried, he brought his friends with him. There were 4 of them in total. He was trying to go to the ruins of Space Valk 3's copy. The one I made throughout 2018 that got destroyed in 2019. And he literally took a wrong turn. And instead of going, let's see now. So instead of going, I think it's this direction. Yeah, because it's like this direction over that way. Somewhere in that area over there is where the copy was. The one destroyed in 2019 by the nerds. And instead, like, they went up the Z-axis. Because as you can see, the Z-axis is just the largest axis. So you'd want to knock that out of the way first. And they went up the Z-axis. And like somehow, I think they hit this place first. Yeah, actually they would have hit this place first. No, they didn't take a wrong turn. They hit this place first because, see, when we went there, we flew diagonally directly to where the copy was. And so there are 2 paths from spawn. One directly here, and then one directly to the copy. But if you go up the axis first, and then over on the X, you will hit this place first, and then the copy. That's basically how it works. And so yeah, by inadvertently doing it that way, they found this place first. And that's, yeah, that's basically the story. Real shame. Because, see, here's the thing. If that had been the work of some fan of mine, here's what really sickens me. Oh, shit. About the Turks, and why I have no love for Dogu Kanadal. It isn't so much that they did shit that we ask them not to do. Anyway, I mean, that's bad enough. But it's the fact that had the Space Valkyria 3 at this location on 2B2T, had this been a fan work of some other unrelated person and that I did not actually start building here, and I start building at the site the nerds destroyed, and some person took it upon themselves to make a replica of their own, they would have sold the coordinates on the Reddit just to fuck with whoever. That is so scummy. Selling coordinates to anywhere on Reddit is like, you should be chemically castrated for doing such things, because you are so retarded, you do not deserve to procreate. The people who buy coordinates should also receive the same treatment. Like, it's just sickening that you would go that anyone would stoop that low. And so, yeah, had they not found out that it was my base, They quickly deleted all the threads on the Reddit, but it was too late. People had already cached all the instances and stuff of it. But, like, it's shit like that. It's just, it's sickening. It really is. That's just, like, no honor. Just no honor tier. You've had people offer you money for bases too many times. It's disgusting. Exactly. Exactly. It is the antithesis of building a base. Not building a base for profit, but selling out a base and going, why not? I don't have anything better to do. You know, I built this place. Yeah, fuck it. It just isn't... That's not the point of building a base. You don't build a base to make money for that reason. You build a base to have fun, to enjoy the beauty of making something. You don't build a base to go, how can I sell out today? Let me count the ways. And it's just like, why bother at that point, you know? So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the topic. It's stupid to buy a location. Exactly. Ugh. Thank you, Brian Brantley. You don't have to tell me that, but yeah. Why would someone build something so cool on an Anarchy server? Oh god, not this one again. Ooh, stairs. Yeah, let's do some stairs, and then I can do some detailing with stairs. I'm not answering the why build on an Anarchy server question again. I've already answered that one twice. Did I do 15? No, it's not 15. It would have to be 16. No, shit, it's 18. Oh, it's going the wrong direction. Or, well, no, the outside's not. Oh, well. I shall simply design. Anyway, so yeah, it's whatever. I've already long since made my peace with it, but it's like, don't let people get away with that. There are all sorts of unscrupulous individuals in this world. Selling someone else's work is even more low down than selling out yourself. Because, like, if I went on to 2B2T and made a base, and I was like, okay, I will sell the coordinates to whomever, that would be selling out for me. But I have the right to sell out if I wish. I would be selling out my honor. I wouldn't do that. But at least I have the right to sell my work. But it's even worse to steal, because that's what it is. You're stealing. You're literally taking someone else's effort and passing it off as your own simply because you found it. Like, that's just so... That just leaves a bad taste in my mouth just thinking about it. Having trouble keeping symmetry. Do you have any suggestions? Oh boy, symmetry. For symmetrical builds, obviously I deal with circles a lot, or circular things. MS Paint is still a really good resource for this very thing, because you can easily figure out using MS Paint. You can use a 1-to-1 scaling of pixel to block, and that can help you gauge whether or not something is symmetrical. Basically, symmetry is a matter of, can you measure whether or not two options or two things are equal on all sides. Something would be equal on all sides if you could visibly measure it, right? So yeah, use a program like MS Paint to help you gauge that sort of thing. That's really like my best piece of advice. If you're having trouble figuring out symmetry in any way, it always helps to be able to mathematically keep track of where you are. When you get really good at it, you can do most of that in your head. But until you get good at it, it's always good to write things down. And MS Paint is a really convenient way. God damn it, this thing's playing the same song twice. Anyway, it's a really good, convenient way of keeping track in a one-to-one setting of what you've placed and where. If not, you will probably have trouble keeping things symmetrical and figuring out your ratios and stuff like that. So yeah, draw or write it down or depict it in MS Paint to the best of your ability. The only reason I picked MS Paint is because it's a very lightweight, very convenient, easily accessible, very, very basic piece of software that you can't really screw up MS Paint, in my opinion. And I know there are a lot of websites that generate, circle this, whatever, that, trapezoid that. Yeah, you can use those websites if you like. There's nothing inherently wrong with them. There's just not a whole lot right with them either. You have to understand, if you're using a website to keep track of that or to generate a circle for you, all it will do is show you the ratios of what blocks to what blocks. These websites do not and cannot give you a continuous means of keeping track of what you've placed and where. You'll get off track is what I'm saying. So generally, you want to be able to manually keep track of where you are and what you're doing. Like, let me find it here. It's going to take me a hot second. It's somewhere in here. Actually, it may be complete, yeah. Yeah, here it is. Let me open this in Paint. Oh, turn off the game capture. There we go. Okay, so this is how I built the disc. If you've noticed, I'll swap back real quick. So you see how each segment is filled in. Not only does this explain how I got... Fuck, where is it? How I got the pattern on the disc itself, because this is in a 1-to-1 scale. I'm not playing around. Like, I had to meticulously go block by block and count up each individual thing for every single curve. Every bit. One block here, one block there, one block here, one block there. Just like this. Over and over and over and over. Until I got the entire circumference of every single one of these lines, and then the outermost section too, and then here, yeah, like all of these. If you've seen the Space Valk 3, the copy that the nerds griefed in 2019, if you've seen it, this should look familiar to you because all the rings that are on the outermost portion, well, that's all this, or at least it would have been had I been given enough time. That would have become all this. And yeah, every single block, every single piece, I had to count it out meticulously and keep track of it. And go all the way around over and over and over and over and over and over and over for every single band, every single segment of this disc. And keeping track of everything. You know, I used MS Paint to draw out the initial circle. And the good news is, if you want to make a circle, because the reason I pick circles is because they are internally symmetrical. So from like right here to right here. So this entire segment right here is the exact same segment repeated 3 more times. So in reality, all you actually need to make a circle is this portion right here. It's just this 1/8 of a circle. This is all you need. Because this 1/8, let me get a different color. This 1/8 of circle is the exact same as this one, just mirrored. And so that gives you 1/4 of a circle, then you rotate that 90 degrees, that gives you 1/2 of a circle, you rotate that 180 degrees, and that gives you the whole thing. That's how that works. And so, yeah, every pixel you see here is exactly 1 for 1. A block of black is obsidian, white is quartz. 1 for 1 what I made on the thing itself. This is exactly what you see. And I had to very, 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 very carefully go through all of these and fill in each individual part. Thank God I didn't fill in the insides. Oh my God, that would have taken forever. It already took a year. 1 full year from June 2019 till about May 2020, right before the stupid-ass Turks found us. It took an entire year to build out the entirety of the disc. To be fair, I was the only person doing this. So by myself, you know, you can see how that would take some time. And yeah. What do the symbols mean? Actually, fun fact, let me go back real quick. I don't want to like give away things or show off things. Don't save. Let me find it. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Really, really, really easy way. Right here. This is the origin of that pattern that you see on the disk's surface. This right here. It's not an exact 1 for 1. This is from a visual novel released way back in like 2012, I think. 2013, somewhere in there. This is the magic circle itself that she creates. I don't know why. I don't even know what the story is about, honestly. It's a Type Moon visual novel. I think it's getting an anime adaptation very shortly. I don't know when. But yeah. So this was used, and I fell in love with the design immediately. And I'm like, holy shit, I've got to make a map art of that. And so I ended up creating a map art. When did I make that? Let me find it. Yeah, here we are. So I ended up making a map art of this back in like 2014, I want to say. Let's go back to this. Here we are. And yeah, this was a map art that I was originally going to make. As you can see, I made a mock-up of that magic circle. And this was also pixel for pixel, one for one, block for block. And this was before we discovered carpet duping. So I didn't know, nobody knew carpet duping was a thing. And so I was going to farm up sheep. I was living on a mushroom island at the time. And I was going to farm up sheep and use cyan wool and create this entire fucking thing. And it was going to be a giant map art wall. And I thought it was going to look, you know, really cool. It's probably just going to fill in these corners with like white map art or something like that. And the reason this bit is black is because this is the first map that I started working on. And then, as I was having to meticulously keep track of everything, I was like, this is AIDS. Why would anyone want to do this? Why the fuck am I even trying? No, this is awful. I don't want to do this. I don't want to make this map art. And so I didn't. And I was like, this is just no thank you. And so I did about this much progress on one map. And to be fair, like, in retrospect, this is nothing. People have done far, far, far more complicated things with map art than this. This is just white, which was snow. I had gotten a 128 by 128 area, filled it in over the ocean with snow, and then all I would have had to do was just use some shears to rearrange carpet. And that would have been it. That would have been nothing. That would have not been a slightly... Like that, most of the map art Discord people these days would just laugh at this. Because this is so basic, bitch, it hurts. And I couldn't even do this. But I did keep the design. And I was like, okay, I really, really love this design. And I poured a lot of time and effort into getting the design. You know, I measured it out in paint. And I did all the crap that I could to make it good. I wanted to use this for something, so I just kept it in my back pocket until about 2019. And I basically made this in World Edit. We can go back to the game now. And I just threw it together in World Edit in a single player world. Used all the brushes that World Edit gives you to fill everything in. And that was it. And bada bing, I no longer had to worry. It all pretty well came together. And so that's how I made that that design. Yeah, needless to say, I think it worked out. It was pretty cool. I liked it. And then on 2B2T itself, all I had to do was follow the schematic. Because I made it in World Edit. I covered the entirety of the disc using this design. And then I just copied and pasted and rotated it in World Edit. And then I exported it as a schematic. And then I just let Baritone do the work for me. But you have to understand, when I was making that map art in 2014, none of that shit was possible. Maybe the schematic was possible. But like Baritone, that didn't exist. Getting, like I didn't know how to use World Edit at that time. So yeah, there was no hope for me ever making that map art. Now today, I could probably make that map art no problem because carpet duping is still a thing. And I mean, let's be honest, it's really not that hard to, you know, just clear out a 128 by 128 area and just go to town. And then you can make schematics. I know how to use World Edit properly now, so making a schematic would not be difficult. So yeah, nowadays, that really wouldn't be that big of a job. Like I said, a lot of the map art Discord people would just be like, why is this a problem? You're having trouble with this? We can fucking automate this. Like, what are you smoking? There are people who have been making like entire star maps, and you're complaining about, and I think that map was originally only like, it was only going to be like 128 maps in total. That number has been so blown out of the water, it's not even funny. So yeah, just like, I don't know. Those were simpler times. That's all I'll say, is those were simpler times. I'm very glad that I got to use that design for something on 2B2T before it all went up in smoke. Oh. So yeah, fun times. Okay. Time isn't enough for some hobbies or passions. Well, I mean, you underestimate what an hour or two a day can accomplish. Or in my case, it was like several hours a day. But like, I was only working. I wasn't going to school yet at that time. I was capable of playing, 12 to 17 hours a week. Or hell, maybe as much as 20-something hours a week on 2B2T. That was not impossible. My old job hadn't yet taken over my life. And so, yeah, I could fuck around on 2B2T for almost an entire day in some cases. It was easy to do. You could get on 2B2T immediately. So yeah, like, can you blame me? To make anything good, you have to dedicate some amount of time. There's no getting around that. Anything worth doing is worth doing well, and if it's worth doing well, it's worth taking out the time to do. Oh. Ah, Mr. Atomic Apollo, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Jack experience. I don't know. I don't actually have like a fandom name or anything like that. And I don't know that I want to. Because like, I'd be too tempted to call you all jack-offs or something crude. And I know some people wouldn't appreciate that. So yeah, the Jack experience, I guess. The old job, yeah, I hated that one. Ugh. We shan't talk about the old job today. Today is today was not soul-crushing. I didn't need to, I don't need to remember the old job. But anyway, you recall talking with James, and he mentioned that 2B2T was a crazy amount of time when he was actively playing it, and it was part of why he quit another server. Yeah. A lot of people were very, very absorbed into 2B2T. Because it would suck away your time. And for me, I didn't care about that. That was okay. I was happy to spend time on 2B2T. I've always been of the opinion that time spent enjoyably is not time wasted. But that maybe some other people have obligations or something going on in their lives, and they cannot afford to sit for hours on end and get sucked into 2B2T. I can see that. But like, until 2B2T stopped being fun to play, I was happy to sit for an hour or 3 or 7 or whatever I had to just sink it into playing 2B2T. I was happy to do that. I'm just sad that it ended up stop being so much fun. But oh well, what can you do? Today is not a day to mourn the loss of 2B2T either. Okay. Copy. Let's fly out over here so that I can manipulate this bastard with little trouble. There we go. Wonderful. I'm just gonna do some very quick spot checks, get it all in order. How about Valkyria, gang? Well, I've already explained the Valkyria thing. Sorry if you weren't here earlier. Russian name I cannot pronounce. I'm sorry, if your name is in a foreign alphabet that I'm not capable of reading, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you I can't read your name. And I realize you may be Russian. And, you know, that's just a normal thing for you, but... yeah, no. I don't doubt there are people who can't read my name. And that's how it is. So yeah, good idea, I guess. Isn't it just Russian comrade? No, not really. One thing you haven't heard me mention much is how people see your builds in continuity. So many bases are just a mess of different builds. Well, the thing of it is, I don't think anybody's really gathered or has figured out that there is a continuity to my builds. There is a continuity to my builds. I just don't know that a lot of people have figured that out, you know? Russian commenter, okay. Sam unfortunately guessed it right. Yes, the Russians are not common here, I'm sorry. There are Russian people, I'm sure, but I don't know any. So yeah, if you're a Russian viewer, you're not somebody I'm used to interacting with, so I don't know how to interact with them. That's the thing. So yeah, sorry if I'm not like I'm not gonna be, if your name is all in Cyrillic, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce any of that. And I'm not going to, oh fuck, I'm not gonna be shy about it, is what I'm also getting at. Like, what I'm really trying to say is I prefer to be able to read the names of commenters. So I want to know who you are so that I don't want to just see a jumble of letters I can't read. That's really kind of what it boils down to. So I'm not going to ask you to change your name. Oh, whoops. Bam. Oh no, I fucked this up. Oh shit, how does this look outside? Well... ah, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Please, for the love of God, let me undo all these. Oh, Oh, I knew it. I knew it would run up against it. Shit. Okay, I think if I skip 2, 3, that might be enough. Yeah, I got a little carried away with my copy pastes. Okay. So that's kind of getting there. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. I want it to be like every other block. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Always add as much as you agreed. A lot of bases are either random, no themes, or jumbles of schematics that have been with the other 90. Yeah, exactly. Some just get reused over and over. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Is this an old version so that I can have the whole end as a void, or do I have it somehow else? Oh boy. This is, well, first of all, this was a world download in 1.12 of the base as it was right before the Turks found it. And then obviously I added on to it using World Edit. But I also took away all the end stone. No, this is not old end. This is very much the end as it is in Minecraft. I just went to very absurd lengths to get the fucking rid of all the end stone that I could, but eventually you go out far enough, you will hit already generated terrain. So no, this is just, I did not want any end stone around anywhere, and I went to some really, really great lengths to get rid of as much of it as I could. And I'm sure I could set up another world and set it to where it does not generate end stone. I could probably do all that and whatever. But I don't want to. It's fine as it is. It really doesn't need to be another, you know, however much. What am I doing? Okay, so from here to here. Every 3 blocks. Okay. So we did here, bam, did here, bam. I'm gonna paste here just to be safe. Paste here. Now let's go out and actually look at it. I don't want to screw this up. Okay. Alright, I'm liking that. Yeah, I used World Edit to remove everything. I did that off screen just because that was boring and it crashed my computer like twice. Mostly that was my fault because I removed too much section of endstone all at once. And there was a certain way to remove all that endstone safely. And I was just being too much of a yutz to do it correctly. It would have been the most frustrating stream of all time had I done that in front of everybody. You missed the old generation? Oh, yeah, I know. What version of Minecraft am I using? 1.18.2 Fabric. With Optifine, World Edit, World Edit CUI, and I think that's it. Oh, and Optifabric so that I can use Optifine. Getting the whole tower. Do I like the end better as a barren void? Or do I like that it's... I would love for the end to be like Zen from Black Mesa. That's my ideal version of the void. If they could spice up the currently existing... Oh crap, this goes all the way down. Whoops. If they could spice up the currently existing biomes and make them not shit, I would be alright with that. But that remains to be seen. As it stands, I hate the way the end currently looks. I get that maybe Mojang wants it to be a barren void to some degree. But, like, I feel like with an end akin to Black Mesa, to Zen's, or Black Mesa's Zen. If you don't know what Half-Life Black Mesa is, if you don't know what Zen is, you're going to be totally lost. You're just going to have to look it up. But it is unimaginably beautiful. And in my opinion, it fits the end quite well. It has this sort of multi-dimensional feel. Black Mesa's Zen is perfect. Now, obviously, they don't need to copy it one for one. They could make their own. They can do pretty biomes. Mojang is capable. They're not competent, but they're capable. They possess the ability. Whether or not they will use the ability, I don't know. But maybe an end update would be something that nice. Maybe. All I know is I would prefer the end look that way. If nothing else, give the end some interesting biomes. Something that's not just more of the same. Because the end has like 4 biomes, and they're all exactly the same. And that's pathetic. We complained about the Nether for years being just the same, because it was all Nether wastes for years and years and years. For almost a decade, it was just Nether wastes. And, like, the end was just, like, nothing for a long time. And I'd preferred it be nothing to being ugly. Because at least with nothingness, it can become your own canvas. You don't have to exert any effort. You don't have to go out of your way or destroy blocks with TNT duping. None of that. You can just make your world how you want it to be. And there's a beauty to that. And I don't know. I don't know that that's something Mojang gets. There are a lot of things that make me question Mojang's sensibilities. So I don't know. I would prefer the end go back to being a void, if nothing else. If it never gets dealt with, if it never gets changed, I don't know. The end used to be useless, but then Jack made Spacebound. Well, I mean, that's at least something. I can at least be a minor footnote in history or whatever. But, like, Mojang was going to change the end anyway. I can't really see that mattering, you know? I just want it to be good. At the end of the day, I just want Minecraft to be good. Or no, amazing. And they can do it. They have the capability. Whether or not they will succeed, I don't know. Mojang is like, every now and then they'll knock it out of the park and they'll make something genuinely amazing. Like the Nether update. Every now and then they can demonstrate and prove that they're good at designing their own game. And then every now and then they go, "Durr. What do you mean netherite, you know, being only marginally better than diamond is the worst idea?" Like, they'll just make the most boneheaded decisions. And it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. It's so sad. So I don't know. I'm hoping that one day they will... I don't know. I don't know what Mojang's problem really is. Like, it's bound to be a managerial issue. There's probably a lot more going on under the hood at Mojang than what we know. And so we just don't know. It's just all there is to it. iFenley was on Twitter and made it when he's live. Huh? Whatever. Not quite sure what you're saying there. Wouldn't mind an end like Midnight Mountain from Spyro 3. I've never seen that, so I wouldn't know what that would look like. But I'm sure that would be better than what we have. I really would not mind better than what we have. Anything is better than what we have. It's a Microsoft deal issue, yeah, probably. I'm sure there are quite a few Microsoft deal issues that we are unaware of currently. Atomic here is an old friend of yours. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Isn't he that VTuber guy you mentioned? Or became a VTuber, I mean. So sad, Alexa. Why does British Columbia impose two kinds of taxes when buying something? Ouch. Colombia and Britain, I take it? Get wrecked. Oh, no, different guy. Okay. Whatever, then. Ah, Mr. Atomic Apollo. Okay, that's who you're talking about. I take it you're just somebody Mike knows. IRL. Imagine if Elon Musk buys Minecraft and introduces space. That would be pretty fucking awesome. I don't know that it would, like, work. I don't know. I'm sure they could, like... I'm sure they could make it work, honestly. We'd have to see. They think we'll be basing with you on the realms. Ah, okay. Sure, whatever. This ore requires 500 mine coins to mine. Yeah. I'm sure they'll do something. Something akin to that. I need to figure out a good pattern and stick to it. There we go. Okay, I'm almost done with this building, I swear. I am actually starting to get bored with it. Because, like, I've poured every major pattern and detail I can think of onto it. Now, what do I want? Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. Okay, Bedrock versus Legacy. Neither. They're both bad. You don't want any of that crap. You want to play Java. Java is the superior version. Always has been, always will be. Okay. Somewhat simplistic design on the rooftop, but, you know, I think it works. Okay. So let's just do a quick sort of gander. I've spent like a week and some change on this building, this one building alone. But, that said, I think it turned out quite well. For all the effort and time I poured into it, I think it turned out quite well. So yeah, as a Bedrock player, it hurts you. I mean, the truth hurts, mate. The truth hurts, Mr. Russian man. Play Java. That's how you solve that problem. Get Java. The Java version of the game is still superior, and will probably never be power crept simply because there's just so much you can do with it that you can't do with Bedrock. And that's entirely Microsoft's and Mojang's fault, by the way. But hey, do I plan on sell some product like a poster or decoration? Ooh, a poster. Maybe. That's actually a really good idea, Visville. Hope I said your name right. Yeah, okay, I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. 130.02 Canadian dollars after taxes. 145 Canadian. Ouch. Yeah, taxes will screw you. There's not much you can do about that. Opinions on Education Edition. What the hell are you playing Minecraft for an education for? Like, if you want education, there are bajillions of really well-researched and very interesting videos on YouTube alone that will get you almost any subject you could ever want. You don't need Minecraft to teach you things. I mean, I guess you could do that if you really wanted to, but me personally, I feel like it would be better to play Minecraft normally, do whatever it is you want to do, and then listen to something educational in the background. You'll take up more of it than you realize. But that's just me. And then this is the central pillar for comparison. Looks like a building, but with some futuristic aspects. Yeah, that's the point. I'm at the point you're procrastinating so damn long, at the point you're just doing your homework. Ah. Okay. Well, I think I am sufficiently happy with the project, with the progress I've made on all the things stuff today. So yeah, that'll do for today's building section. Now, the lands. There was something I wanted to do. Let me get myself back in position over here. When was the last time I even opened up the lands? Sorry, had to sneeze there. Sword of Akasha. Was this it? Or was just this... You really love the futuristic details. Thank you. Thank you, Russian friend. Play Bedrock, and the only reason you play it is because you built your awesome castle on it. Aha. See, Valkyria, that was a... Oh, damn it. That was a prototype that I was trying for something. Here we are. Oh, Albedo. Rip Albedo. This is a world download, I want to say, from late 2013. Albedo here got trapped in my gold farm, I want to say. This is an unrelated build that I never quite finished. Oh, and the world download doesn't go that far. Never mind. Well, that ain't it. Did anything happen over here? Nope. Nothing over here. I think I was figuring out how to use World Downloader. That's what that was. Somebody asked about C Valk. Where did I even put that? Yeah, C Valkyria. This was that. Oh, it's got to convert. So the school thought and you are on okay terms. Well, I'm glad to know that, Magic Cat. Any version is better than Pocket Edition. Yeah, probably. If I recall, C Valkyria was just like a concept. Yeah, this was just like concept work. I wanted to like... I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it. But yeah, something like that. I think I had an end portal and... Yeah, this was the Wolf's Den end portal that I had originally made in 2015, and then I used the idea for this. I love how I made it mirrored. Like it's the same room, but like mirrored. That's such a cool effect. And an actual working end portal, which for some reason the textures are weird. I think that's an Optifine issue. And yeah, I just had, you know, it was in the middle of an ocean. This was sort of like a, I think I was going to have like a Space Valkyria inspired tower floating up above the center, something like that. This was just like a work in progress concept art thing that or not concept art, like a proof of concept, that's it. That's the phrase I was going for. And yeah, I don't think I ever really, like I hit a stumbling block with how I wanted this to look, and then I just kind of like said forget it. So yeah, that was C Valkyria, which was only entirely just to see how it would turn out. Not that I planned on doing anything permanent with that. Okay, so I think this is the lands. Wait, I've got 4 million base. Oh, these are both? Okay, whatever. So I technically have 2 downloads of the lands. I wonder why. I don't remember. Got nothing on me here. So yeah, Albedo, got caught in a minecart, and I was importing slimes to put in these minecarts, and the slimes were gonna... Whoa. The slimes were gonna go back and forth here. Let me... Oh, of course you won't allow me. Oh my god, that's painful. Let me get rid of them all. There we go. So yeah, Albedo got caught in a minecart. I was hauling slimes from a nearby swamp. And the big slimes would be okay, but Albedo got caught in a minecart and then suffocated up under there. It was a real shame. This was the original base, the original house, the lands. Oh, such nostalgia. Anyway, so this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. The Sky Temple of Autism. It was this base. You can see a lot of Space Valk in it, you know? The idea for this base was just, it was going to have farms for everything. A lot like how the original Space Valk ended up becoming. If it was farmable, I wanted to make it. And then I made... Oh, shut up, cat. Was this my stuff? Yeah, this is the stuff I had on me. This is a very late 2013 world download. And then I made this giant quartz and stained glass tree. I think this was the old build limit. This is what, 255? Or no, that's 245. I could have built higher than that. So yeah, that was the idea. And so I built this because I was inspired by a YouTuber named Zisto. Zisto had made a similar sort of, not quite the same look, but he made a giant floating sky base. At the time, he used iron bars as like a chain mechanism. Obviously, this is well before we ever had chains. But yeah, like that was something cool. This is what I wanted to do. So yeah, it was really cool. And then this was my mine. This is what I used to get all the stone. To build all the stone brick. To build all this. Be quiet. I'll let you out in a sec. And so yeah, this is the Sky Temple of Autism. It was my inspiration, or the idea that, it's what gave me the idea to make Space Valkyria in the first place, basically. And you have a central sort of cavern area, or not cavern, but a central sort of activity area. I wanted to do more, like I had an enchanting area, I would have had a brewing setup, I don't know what I was going to do over here, but like I was going to do other things here. This was going to be a full-fledged hub, and I just never could figure out how to make it that. Like I was going to have more farms or more platforms out over this way that were going to be for like animals, and there was going to be tree growing, and I just never got around to it. And I just I made this big garden-y area up here, and then I just kind of hit a creative block, and I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck to do with this place now. And then I never did anything with it again, and I'm thankful that I world downloaded it, so that I at least have it to cherish, but like, all the way up until after the Russia War, this place just kind of sat here. And then finally, when Jared and Russia were screwing around here in August of 2016, this place got absolutely shit-bombed. I forget by who. I think it was Jared, but I don't remember. And then we ended up fighting, and I was victorious. And I killed the camping Rusher, and I killed Jared, and that attack happened like somewhere around in here, I think. Because all this wall had been destroyed. And so, like, I crystalled them, like, right here. Or something like that. Oh yeah, the warnings. Do not place doors, because back then that would interfere with the old school iron golem farms. Old school iron golem farm. How much of a pain in the ass you were. How incredibly inefficient you were. Oh man, the underground jungle. Oh man, I wish I had gotten to finish this. The underground jungle was going to be so cool. This is where, oh by the way, like, either in this little pocket or this one over, I think it's this one over here. This is where I fought the very first Wither on 2B2T, was like right here. I made the little bastard and he blew everything up, and then I had to swat at him. And I succeeded. That's where that was. Jared was at Whitehaven. Oh, okay. And then later on, I wanted to turn it into sort of an underground jungle. Sort of like Brinstar from Super Metroid, if you know what that is. And then I got the idea to make the giant blue pyramid. The blue pyramid was originally going to be a map art site. I spent months clearing this section out, only to find that map arts adhere to a grid, and that this place was basically never going to adhere properly. Yeah, see, it was always off kilter by like a few blocks. And so I could make a map here, but then I would have to like flatten part of my base. Or I could make a map farther over here, I think. Yeah, this is the other side of this. And so like there was no good way to do it, but I'd already cleared out all the land, and I was like, well shit, the maps are just not going to behave, but I still want to do something. I still want to put something here. So I ended up making the blue pyramid. Fun fact, Pyrobite, when they had their back door, Pyrobite and Tristan spawned in items because they had a back door. They had access to that. And so they Pyrobite gave me a few double chests of glass for Christmas, and then I quickly dyed it all blue, and I just added out onto this, and then oh my god, cat, shush. I'll let you out in a sec. She's woken from her nap, and now she's cranky. Anyway, and then I just placed a diagonal wall of glass all the way, or ice, not glass, from the top to the bottom, just a diagonal wall of ice, and then I broke it all, which of course turned it to water, and then it all filled in the inside, and that's how it worked. This is one of the first gold farms. The Tajma Autist. This is what inspired me to build entirely out of quartz. Because I was like, I duped a ton of quartz. Okay, hold on. She's not going to let me finish. Go. She can just be so very whiny. Anyway, Exalted Spartan built this. I duped a ton of plain quartz during the minecart dupe in 1.5, and I was going to use most of it for the Sky Temple of Autism over here. But as you can see, I ended up using more stone brick than quartz. And so I was like, well, I might want to use that quartz for some project later. And then Exalted Spartan got back up here to the lands, and he's like, Jack, are you using all this quartz? And I'm like, well, not really, but like, I don't really want you to use all of it. And then he ended up using all of it. And in all honesty, I'm glad he did, because this looked fucking dope. And I was like, oh my god, this is cool. I want to like try imitating this style or something. And so this also kind of indirectly gave birth to Space Valk 3. He was going to make this a huge storage depot and never really finished. I have no idea what building he was making here. But it looked like it was going to be pretty cool too, but never got to find out. And then what else? What else was cool in the area? This was an old zombie grinder. Nothing too special. Ah, here it is. Yeah, this is where the that ocean build connected. Yeah, just had a single solid beacon. I never got to finish that build. It wasn't very good, so I was never in a hurry to finish it. Oh, this is where it cut off. Somebody built over here, I remember. Yeah, Fubster and the Pompano. Welcome to the 2B2T Fish and Wildlife Corporate HQ. God, those were the days. Oh. And so yeah, that was pretty much all of it. This house was perpetually in design. I wanted to make it like the Burrow from Harry Potter. The Weasley's house, the Burrow. Like just constant rooms stacked on top of rooms, out to the side of more rooms. I love that kind of messy architecture. Obviously, it would never stand in real life, but Minecraft is perfect for stuff like that. You don't have to worry about it standing or not. 2B2T isn't even fun. Yeah, exactly, Isaac. You're completely correct. 2B2T stopped being fun a long time ago. And then this is where we would brew health potions to kill zombie piglins. Or, well, zombie pigmen, as they were known. Oh yeah, I made a spider farm. I forgot about that. I don't think the spider farm ever worked all that well. And that's that. That is the lands. So yeah, you can see how this would eventually turn into Space Valk 1. Let me hop on over to that. Actually, fun fact, I have a copy of Space Valk 1 in the overworld of Space Valk 3. Let me find... Where's the central tower? Yeah. So I can just hop back into the overworld right here. Sleep. And so yeah, that is Space Valk 1. You can see how the two would kind of lead into each other. I added, with Space Valk 1, I added the oak and dark oak checkerboard pattern as I was building it off the fly. It was originally going to just be a copy of the Sky Temple of Autism. But then as I was building it, I was like, you know, this needs a little something extra. And so the checkerboard pattern gradually became something I was like, yeah, I really enjoy doing this. This is so cool. Oh, I got to keep adding on. Oh, wow, this is so... Okay, I got to keep doing it and keep doing it. Oh, the gas spawner. And that's how we got to this. I had to be very careful with, like, spawn-proofing everything. Because Endermen would spawn back in those days like mad. And they would cart off the grass and the dirt, because grass and dirt back in those days was like super valuable in the end. I couldn't replace it, and I don't think Endermen dropped them when you killed them. And so like if Enderman picked up dirt, you'd have to wait for it to put it back down and then kill the fucker. That was a problem. And everything was slabbed off. Yeah. Because otherwise Endermen would spawn there like crazy. This was the old villager design where like they didn't need beds, they just would use doors. And this was like a super village, and it would spawn tons of iron golems here in the center. Because that was the center of the village or whatever. And then we had the chessboard. And that was that. Tried making little private rooms in here. I don't think I was too good at it. And we got the throne rooms. Oh man, all the people who were here with me. And then up here we have the portal to the end, which is... I'm going to make a way to get up here. I'm going to add on to this and then... Whoa, what? Oh, this is in Extreme Hills. Whoops. Stony Shore. Okay, yeah, it's too high up. Deep ocean, yeah. That explains why it's all screwy. Okay, I was like, wait a sec. This section should not be frozen. Or kind of sickly looking. Let's see. There's a biome brush. Brush. Biome. I think it's a cylinder. Ooh, let's just make it all deep. Deep ocean. You may need to rejoin the game to see the changes. Okay. I've never actually messed with the biome brushes. Ocean. Actually, screw that. Let's just make it regular ass ocean. So the rest of this is just ocean. And I'm okay with that. But this segment over here needs to be not some sort of mountainous biome. I don't like that. And I know that it intersects over here, but oh well. So yeah. Isn't it magnificent? I don't know, it kind of still pales in comparison, though. Like, I'm just so used to Space Valk 3 at this point that I can't really, like... I don't feel that excited about Space Valk 1 anymore. Not like I used to. I guess I've moved on past it, I don't know. Here we are again. Let's move on back to over here. Perfect. Right back where I was. So yeah. Boy, what a trip that was. Can't change the biome with World Edit. Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, man. Isn't it just something how far we've come? How crazy things have gotten? Nothing will ever be the same, you know? We only go forward and hopefully toward bigger, better, and greater things. But at any rate, thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for watching me. Thank you all for supporting me. Just giving me, I don't know, a like or whatever. Telling me, tell your friends about me. Giving me $1 here or there. Like, anything you guys do, I am ecstatic. I'm super happy you guys decided to even show up. At any rate, I will catch you all tomorrow for Hardcore. And, yeah. That'll do it for me for tonight. Thank you all so much for coming out. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Take care. And be happy with yourselves. Enjoy your life. Don't feel like you're playing Minecraft is a waste. You'll be okay. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Enjoy it. You won't have it forever. Enjoy it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.